All right, here we are, another little segment. Today we're going to talk about the big lap budget, or the budget to travel Australia.
How much we plan to spend, how much we have spent.
Yep, and this is from our experience of 2 years on the road, so it's pretty accurate.
I'm spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on.
So when we set off, we didn't want to do Australia on a complete budget of where we would be eating noodles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's not a very healthy diet.
Didn't want to restrict ourselves. This is obviously a once in a lifetime trip, so we
do the tours.
Yeah, we just don't want to restrict ourselves worrying about money.
Yeah.
So our budget is a real budget. It's not free. We're not trying to do the cheapest lap of Australia, or let's see if we can only spend $400 a week. That's not us.
We're enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, so if you want to see what the cheapest lap of Australia is, you might want to tune out of this video because it's not the cheapest lap. So before we left, we obviously have to have a rough idea on how much we were going to spend.
The gist of doing the big lap, everyone's saying $1 a kilometre.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty spot on. And it's about 40,000 kilometres to do the actual big lap. So if you equate that to the money, it's $40,000 to do the big lap. Now for us, we're doing more than the big lap. We're going to places where not many people go and explore.
We're not just sticking to like one route, as you've seen. We're zigzagging all over the country.
We're not sticking to the bitumen either, which is a big one.
Yeah, not sticking to the bitumen, going to remote areas, so obviously that increases.
Yeah, like the Cape York, Gib, Cape Leveque, all the beautiful spots.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why a smaller budget, it's tough because you don't get to go explore them really nice places because it's just the fuel cost alone is just crazy out there.
Yeah, once you start driving around Australia, you begin to realise how far spread out things are.
Yeah, and how much bloody fuel rockets.
And how much there is to see and do and enjoy, anyways.
So when we took off, we had a budget spreadsheet that we worked off, and that worked all of our expenses roughly. But to be honest, we knew the $40,000 would be a yearly thing, so we're like, bugger it, we'll just go with that. Don't try to overthink it too much because once you hit the road, everything that you plan goes out the window.
Yeah.
So, like you'll say, when you get home, you'll be like, oh, we'll spend a month doing free camps. No, you can't do that because a lot of places you want to go into the caravan parks. You want to go support the pub and spend money on the pub and stuff like that. So don't plan too much, just get out there and hit the road pretty much. And that's what we did.
All right, so yeah, we worked out how much we were roughly going to spend. We knew we'd be on the road for 18 months minimum. So we took off on our lap with 60K in our bank accounts, and plus we also had 20K as an emergency kitty. So as you can see, we did save up a lot. We have touched, we are spending our house deposit, but hey, once in a lifetime trip. So we left on a big lap with 60K.
Don't leave home without a set amount of money because yes, you can find work on the road, but you don't want to always be thinking about work.
Yeah, you want to enjoy yourself for the first bit of your trip.
Yeah.
Well, realistically. Everyone's circumstances is different, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're setting off on a big lap, you probably want to, spend a few months traveling, enjoying yourself before you have to think about that work side.
And with our emergency kitty, we decided 20 grand because that's what we had left over, but also 20K is a good figure because if something breaks down, so for example, this car blows up and snaps in half, whatever, 20K will buy you another car that will it'll keep you going, you know what I mean? Because a secondhand 4B is about 20 grand for a decent one. So you always want that there, just in case.
Peace of mind, unexpected bills, just anything.
Yeah.
Anything that might pop out. Because obviously when we took off, we didn't know if the Navara would last.
Yeah.
That's one big reason we had an emergency kitty. We're like, well, if the Navara gets us halfway around, well then we've got some money to buy another car.
Yeah.
But she's still going strong.
Bloody flies. All right, so now we're going to talk about our weekly budget. What we set off and every week we thought we would spend. This budget figure, it rolls over. So we treat it as a rollover. So some weeks you might spend more, some weeks you might spend less. And in this budget that we have set, it covers everything in our outgoing on our bank account. So You got to bear in mind that we have a business, so we got business registration, business name,
Licensing
business
fees.
insurance, licenses. So we got a lot of that going on. We've also got a storage shed, which is $50 a week.
Yeah.
$50 a week. That's included. Car rego, car insurance. You know, the list goes on, guys. So,
Phone bills.
Phone bills.
Paying for our satellite phone. We've paid that out right now, but that was $110 a month paying for that.
And we're glad we had that.
Yeah, definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
So this budget includes all of our, just our outgoing bills as well. So.
And what is the figure, Amy?
So we work on roughly about $800 a week. So, yeah, I mean, like Kurt said, some weeks we'll spend $200-300 if we're, having a lazy week, got all our food, free camping. So some weeks we only spend a few $100, other weeks we might spend $2-3 grand. It's just how it is. It fluctuates, and if there's problems with the car or servicing, or we tend to spend a little bit more money in major towns because we're more tempted to dine out and catch up with people, that sort of thing. So yeah, $800 a week is our weekly budget we've been working on.
And that's just for me and Amy and Rusty.
Yeah.
So we don't have a family or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if we got a family with us, if we had 2-3 kids, it might be a similar amount, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But every budget, it's so
different.
dependent on how your personality is,
Yeah, for us, we just don't want to do the cheapest lap, like we said.
Yeah.
We buy good food, we eat well. We obviously love the occasional beer. Love doing an odd tour here and there. Supporting the local pubs and just stuff like that. We're not set out to do the cheapest lap. We're enjoying ourselves, and
supporting the locals is a big passionate thing for us, really.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the pubs and have drinks and have feeds and stuff like that. And a lot of times it's great. A lot of times we'll have free camping as long as you go in and support the town.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if they're gonna, we stayed at one 2 nights ago. It was a free camp. Inside a town, they had hot showers, they had water, flushing toilets. Yeah, it was for free. And then all they said, there was a sign up, save your dosh and spend it on our businesses. So we went to the pub, had a few beers, and we're going to have a meal. But
the kitchen was closed.
The kitchen was closed. We were there on a Monday, the only day, and we'd read so many good reviews about it. Good food, so we were spewing. But we just had a few more beers, and that made up for it. So
All right, sources of income. So what have we done on the road to further benefit the budget for us, to improve the budget and all that stuff?
Keep us on the road longer.
Yeah, the main thing I would say, obviously, is work. You got to go to work if you want money.
Well,
it's straightforward.
If you don't save up enough, I think our budget would have accounted for about 18 months, obviously pushing it, but we've been on the road now 2 years.
And we're still in bloody WA.
And we're still going.
Doing zigzags.
Yeah. We could tell probably about 9 months in that it was going to take us a lot longer than 18 months to do this trip. So probably about, 9 months we said, all right, we're going to have a real good look at the budget and maybe pick up some work.
And so we advertised. We said... Well, we were 2 Sparkies, and at first we were looking for station hand work because that's something that we wanted to do when we set off.
Yeah, we weren't really too concerned with topping up the budget at that stage. We knew that we would make money later on, but for this first lot of work, we just wanted, because we were in the NT, all cattle stations, outback, where to start. All right, let's get some cattle station experience.
Yeah, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And we got paid as well, which was great.
Yeah, we had a small wage, which was a bonus, I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our first little stint of work, which I don't really class as work. It was more like experience.
How long did that last us?
So we did that for 6 weeks. We worked on the cattle station.
So it topped up a bit there.
Yeah, so we walked out with a couple of K, so yeah.
So that was good. A lot of people ask us, how do we find work on the road? It's pretty straightforward. Social media and the internet is the thing to do these days. All the farmers, majority of them, are on the internet and they're on Facebook. So all we joined the Facebook group called Station
Farming Hand Jobs.
Yeah.
There's a few groups around.
Yeah, there's heaps of groups. And so you advertise on all of them and you might get a bite. And you might see something and you just apply for it and that's it. Yeah. It's just like any other job, you just apply.
But we've got friends that have gotten station work through Gumtree.
Yeah, Gumtree.
We've heard, you know, if you're in a rural town, it can't hurt to go to the pub and ask around as well. I know Kurt's saying social media, but...
All the old school blokes will be in the pub.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the pub, you're in town, go to the pub and just start asking around, anyone want a hand? Depends on what you're looking for, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
We've found with some stations that are very in populated areas, they will generally choose backpackers or foreign people. Keep that in mind when you're in the populated areas. You might not have much success. So obviously the more remote you get, the better for station work. And so that was the first stint of station hand. We went to Tassie and then we came back and we worked at the same station.
Yeah, through word of mouth. We worked at the same station. We got all our electrical licenses. So for the NT, the station was in the NT, so we got our contractor sticker for the NT, and then we were able to go back to the station because we'd already sussed it out. We're like, man, you guys need some work.
Yeah,
and
pretty unsafe.
so we sussed that all out, got all our licenses, and we went back and contracted as Sparkies.
It was something that we were familiar with, so it was straightforward. You know, we used our trade to our advantage there, and we got a bit of money behind us from that, which was great.
And everything was by the book as well, so yeah, being Sparkies, we love being Sparkies, so we didn't want to jeopardize our licenses in any way, so we want to make sure we had everything, all the boxes ticked before we did electrical work.
Yeah.
Just want to emphasise that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we got that as well, as we were travelling up to Darwin, we picked up more work, little small jobs along the way, and it was great.
Yeah, just advertised on Facebook and a few groups, just said we were travelling through, and we got a few bites, like Kurt said, which was good, just a few extra dollars to top it up as well.
Yeah. And then the next stint, so we did the NT, and then we made our way to WA, and before we left we got our WA licenses, our electrical licenses, because we wanted to work in the mines. And so at Carnarvon we applied.
So we were at Carnarvon about November, and I thought I'm a bit of an organiser, and I thought, okay, Christmas holidays are coming up, where are we going to be? What should we do, that sort of thing. And I thought, well, the easiest and simplest thing would be, let's find work for Christmas holidays, because obviously everywhere gets busy, everywhere gets expensive, and it's just, for us, it's not pleasant, the crowds. So yeah, when we were in Carnarvon, we just started applying for a few jobs we saw online, FIFO down in Perth, and we're just like, oh, you know, can't hurt, just put the feelers out there. And then a couple of days later, I got a call up. We both applied for the same jobs. I got a call up saying they were interested. We had to be in Perth 2 days for a medical. And the next day, Kurt got his call up for the same job, his medical, and then from there it just all rolled in. And before we knew it, we were out doing FIFO.
We were on the plane and we were off.
Yeah.
Off to the goldfields.
Yeah, so it worked out well. We were definitely lucky to get the same site. Obviously with Christmas, a lot of people were having time off, so that worked in our advantage because they wanted people in to continue the work. So So we did 2 stints, 4 in 1 roster, which was crazy. Like a 13-day fortnight, so you'd be working 13 days straight, and then you'd have a Sunday off and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty full on because obviously we haven't really worked. I mean, you know, we've done small stints, but just to do that, 10-hour days, 13 days straight, that was a bit of a shock to the system. Yeah, but that added to the budget. Yeah, and that was good because we knew there was an end. Yeah. We knew we were only going to do 2 stints anyway. We just get in, make some money and get out. That was our plan. So yeah. And it worked out well. Yeah. So as far as us working is concerned, that is it for us actually doing physical work. So our biggest outgoings is fuel, food, accommodation. Them 3 things are the main things that are your biggest outgoings on the road. So if you can minimize some of them to improve the others, then so be it. But yeah, they're the 3 major things on the road. Now we got unexpected bills. So for us, the only unexpected bills we had is car related. Yes, the nav's still going. Yes, it is reliable, but it has had its problems earlier on. In Queensland, after the Cape, the air compressor started to seize up, and if that seized up, then the whole car would have stopped because it runs off one pulley on the front. So we had to fix that. That was $1,500 to get a new one and get someone to do it for us. So that's kind of standard, nothing really out of the ordinary there. So that was a quick, easy fix. And then the second one was when we were in Tasmania, the gearbox decided to stick in 3rd gear. So we were still rolling, but obviously it'd be a lot harder towing the car without 3rd gear.
So we were very fortunate in Tassie because Tassie has the cheapest Navara parts in Australia. And we had the wreckers do a swap with a second-hand one, and it cost us, again, $1,500. And for unexpected bills, that's probably it, really.
Yeah, everything else has been pretty...
There's nothing that's gone boof, you know?
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky we haven't had any major... I mean, like, they're big, but I wouldn't class them as major.
Yeah.
Yeah, major bills. So that's our, biggest outgoings.
Yeah. I guess that's the advantage of running an older car, is that parts are a lot cheaper than a new one. You know, if you buy a cruiser and you go out and let's say something blows up on the engine and you got to replace the engine or whatever, it's going to cost you like 20, 30 grand to replace the engine, and that blows out your emergency kitty, and that just ruins your whole trip when something like that happens. Whereas if the engine blew up in this, you might as well just get a new car, which would be 10, 20 grand, you know what I mean? So, or replace it. I think a new engine in these are like 4 or 5 grand. So it's just an advantage of the older gear compared to the newer gear. You will spend a lot less, but you might have more problems.
And less sensors.
And less sensors.
And less sensors. So you can pretty much, you can roll. There'll be a problem, but you can still drive it.
Yeah.
I have heard the newer cars, so many sensors, something happens, car shuts off.
Yeah, or goes in limp mode and you can't bloody go anywhere.
That's why we love the old girls.
So that's it for unexpected bills.
All right, so we'll just sort of wrap it up. So you're probably wanting to know a rough figure on how much we've spent total. We don't keep track of every single dollar. We haven't got time for that. We've got better things to do than track where every cent goes. But we've done a rough calculation. By the time we get home, we roughly reckon it might be about 2.5 years, and we reckon we've spent about 100K. Woo! So that seems a lot. Yes, but you break it down, it's like 40K a year, you know, so it's not too bad. And to be honest, like we tell everyone, it's the memories we've made are being priceless. So
the friends we've made.
Friends, experiences.
Lifelong friends.
Yeah, so if we were to die tomorrow, do you think we would want 100K in our bank account or die knowing that we've lived our best life for 2.5 years? Lived! So, yeah, we got no regrets.
No regrets.
No, you can always make more money, so yeah.
You can always make money. Oh yeah, and I think I touched on this in another episode, like, the 100K that we have spent has gone directly back into Australia. How good is that? You know, we haven't taken that money and we've not gone overseas and spent it in other countries. We've spent it right here and we put it back in the country, and that's pretty good feeling.
I mean, when you think about 100K, we could have traveled the world. Like, there's a lot we could have done, but we're both happy that we've travelled Australia, we've seen our backyard, we've learnt heaps, learnt more about our country.
Yeah, we hope that's answered a lot of questions out there. Yeah. And if you got any more questions, obviously leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you on that. And anything else, Amy?
No, all right, well, we're all hitched up. It's time to continue on, and plenty more places to explore, so let's go.
Let's go.
We buy good food, we eat well. We obviously love the occasional beer.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
I love your scabby rag.
Talk about it. Talk about the rag.
No.
Tough on the old feet.
Yeah, 4-in-1 roster was pretty,
You were seeing these flies.
Come on.
Alright, time to hit the road. It's time to hit the road.
Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you want